One of the aspects of this issue, well, one, you got a political issue, which is some voices, and just to be fair, they're almost all coming from your side of the line. I explained why when I was introducing you. This is a bad issue for the Democrats. They feel the border can beat them. This issue is conflated with the border. It's not migrants that are bringing the drugs over. It's American citizens. They're coming through the ports of entry. The cartels are so sophisticated. They're not going to waste product in open territory that they don't control. They don't need to. We can't screen all the things because we don't have the resources. So politically, you're going to need allies on this. That's one challenge. The second challenge I want to talk about first, Dan, which is in Colombia, the reason that worked was because of the treaty deal. Now, we do it as a one-off once in a while here. We brought El Chapo here. We had the equivalent of basically the national security advisor just tried in Brooklyn, New York, and convicted. So what is our ability to take people from Mexico and prosecute them here right now, and what needs to change? As it did in Colombia, we had a full treaty to do that.
Yeah, it's hit or miss, right? It's situation dependent right now with Mexico. They have to be and I'm not an expert on exactly why we prosecute some and why we extradite some and not others. In the end, it is dependent upon the Mexican government. And so what will change that? Well, leverage. Leverage is what changes that. Like a carrot and a stick approach. We need to give them something, right? Maybe in the terms of better trade or whatever it is. But we also have to have leverage over them. There has to be a stick approach as well. This is something Biden does not understand. Trump did understand it. So they're both at like extreme ends of this. You've got to do both. But I'll actually go back to your first question. The first step to making Mexico cooperate with us more is for us to be united. So Democrats and Republicans have to be united. I've had a lot of private conversations with Democrat colleagues on this. They're definitely interested. Okay, I do not want to make this a partisan issue.
Why aren't they as vocal as you guys are?
For the reasons you stated, this is a sticky issue. They do conflate, unfortunately, the border issue and the immigration issue. So I assure them, I say, look, this is not a border policy. This is not an immigration policy. I realize we're just not going to agree on that. But this is a national security issue that we have to agree on. And by the way, they do in private. They agree. But they're slow to come on board. But I'm not going to bash them for it because I need them to come on board. All right, I need this to be bipartisan. I would tell Biden, like, what kind of win is this? This is a huge win for you if you would just take this up. It would make you look strong. I don't know why you wouldn't do it. This is literally protecting tens of thousands of Americans who are dying from fentanyl, being poisoned because the street drugs they're used to taking are being laced with this stuff. This should be a no-brainer.
Right. It's also something
really
else for you
Democrats
guys
on this.
I mean, I don't need to tell you this. Most of the audience, you guys know who Congressman Dan Crenshaw is, but he's doing a lot on social media. He's doing a lot with his podcast. He's trying to break new territory for himself, and that should be watched and respected. But you guys are so desperate in the power game right now for an overarching issue, something that is like a no-brainer, right? And we fight about everything. We see everything through the lens of right and left here. He goes to Ukraine, they say, why not East Palestine? This is the issue. I don't know anyone. I've had conversations with my 20-year-old. She's 20 and, coming right up this weekend. I never thought I'd have. Because, I always say to my kid, don't do drugs. Drugs are illegal. You're going to go to jail. Now, kids are partying. Because she doesn't even have to party. If they're partying around you and they're using something that has fentanyl in it and they don't know and you handle it or handle something that was on, you can have horrible things happen. I believe it's a game changer for you guys in leadership to bring Americans together because I don't know who can't agree on this. And it hasn't happened yet. I don't know what has to happen for it to happen. I don't know how much worse it can get.
Well, we have to keep on talking about it. We have to talk about it in a unifying way. This is why I told all my Republican colleagues who get on this bill, because by the way, all my Republican colleagues who hate AUMFs, who voted against one yesterday, they want to be on this one, right? They agree with this one. So it's unifying within the Republican caucus, because the Republican caucus is different. Some are more isolationists. Some are more interventionists. Okay, this is unifying. It needs to be unifying with Republicans and Democrats, too. There's just no reason that it shouldn't be. And so I'm not losing hope. I'm going to continue to talk to my Democrat colleagues. I just need a few of them to get on board, and I think the floodgates will open because everybody knows this is an issue that every American cares about.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, And you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.